bitches wanna spy on me, cause I got swag. These bitches wanna copy and paste, but you're doing bad. Oh no. Since I'm too unique, I get to the bag. I'm with your nigga knees, that's why he's sad. These bitches wanna spy on me, cause I got swag.
You are now listening to another Knickn30 exclusive powered by Venture Season Network. Knickn30, we here.
What it is, what it do, folks. As I told y'all this week, an exclusive. As y'all can see, I have been blessed with my guest today, Mr. Puma himself. Man,
what up?
No further introduction, man. You could talk yourself. First of all, I didn't even know you were a Knick fan, bro.
Oh, nah, man. Die hard since, the beginning of time, man. Like, real talk, RIP, my cousin Lynch, saying real shit. He always told me, being a New Yorker, you got to be a fan of New York teams. You know what I'm saying? He told me this as a little kid. He told me this. So I was born on 161st Street. So you already know, in the Bronx. So the Yankees all day. You know what I'm saying? BX, Yankees all day. Giants, you know what I'm saying? And diehard Knicks, man. I'm back. I'm old enough, so I go back from the Charles Oakley, Patrick Ewing days, you know what I'm saying? So I dealt with the Michael Jordan era. So I've been through my pain and aches, you know what I'm saying? I dealt with the Isaiah Thomas GM era. I've been there.
I want to talk about that one.
Yeah. You know what I mean? The Eddie Curry debacle. Yes, I am that big of a Knicks fan that I know I've been through my eras. You know what I'm saying?
I got one question for you, though. Which one was worse, the Isaiah Thomas era or the Phil Jackson era?
Isaiah Thomas, hands down.
Why you say that?
I gave away years. Like, all right, basically what we almost did with the Donovan Mitchell, Isaiah Thomas did. He gave away years of our fucking franchise, all our draft picks. We had so many draft picks, and he gave them all away.
That is a
for
fact.
Eddie Curry, because everybody swore that Eddie Curry was the next Shaq, and he got injured. The first year he came, he got injured, and it was over. And we had Jerome James running center.
Like halfway through the season, he got hurt.
Yeah, halfway he got hurt, and it was a dub. Yeah, like it was bad, and then we had no draft picks for years. Like Eddie Curry was gone, and we still had no draft picks. Yeah, Eddie Curry, and Isaiah Thomas, hands down, he was the worst.
Definitely
the worst,
man. So my first thing to you, right? Let's bring it back to the present day. But you got it on the nose with that Isaiah Thomas thing, because a lot of people they always say,
they forget about it. They talk about Phil Jackson, but everybody forgets about the Isaiah Thomas era. That was the worst era.
Thank you.
Era ever. So it was horrible.
That's a fact. So my thing to you is, how do you feel now hearing from the man himself? It just came out with my guy Brian. You seen Donovan Mitchell, even though he stated he wanted to be with the Cavs, you saw him wearing the jersey. I personally feel like after listening to it, and I'm not reaching because you can hear it in his voice.
Yeah.
It's like he tried to say all that to embrace himself, to want to be there. But it's sad knowing that, he really wanted to be a Knick and it could not happen. So my thing to you is, after hearing it from him, how do you feel as a fan about that?
I mean, am I allowed to use harsh words on this? Can I use harsh words?
Oh, it's fan.
It's fuck Danny Ainge. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know what it was. It wasn't the Knicks. It wasn't Donovan. It was Danny Ainge. You know what I'm saying? There's something that must have happened between him and Donovan that he did not want to give him what he wanted. And you know what I'm saying? And he probably went out his way to probably try to get a good trade for him. And the best thing he could find that wasn't the Knicks was the Cavs. And not for nothing, I'm a fan of our team. I am a Knicks fan, but not for nothing, the Cavs are a better team on paper. On paper, if you really look at them on paper, Evan Mobley is his ceiling is way too high. Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, legit elite defender. Darius Garland, elite up and coming point guard, and you still got Karis LeVert, Ricky Rubio, and Kevin Love on the bench. I mean, It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
They still got that little sniper dude, right? His last name starts with an O. What's his name?
Corey.
No, not him. White boy. He shoot. His last name
Osmond.
They still got him, right?
And they still got him, I believe. I don't think he was part of the trade. I think they still got him also.
Yeah, he's still.
So it's like they got
spark plug.
They have a really good team. Their coaching, it's good. You know what I'm saying? I'm really surprised to see what the Cleveland franchise did after LeBron. You know what I'm saying? It's good. You can't lie. It's good. But as far as the Knicks, I'm happy with our team, man. I'm glad that we didn't give up. I have a belief in my brain that Grimes is going to be something special.
So you
know what I'm saying?
That's factor.
Yeah, I'm watching his game. You want to know who he gives me the feels? Whose game? I get a feeling he's going to have a very similar game. Klay Thompson. He gives me the Klay Thompson
sense out the gate. And it's
and I'm talking about young prime Klay, that lockup. People forget that Klay was a lockup. Klay was locking people up. He was locking James up. He was locking people. He was playing good defense. So he gives me that, and he got a good shot. It's good. You know what I'm saying? It's good.
I can definitely agree with you on that. Just for the fact of when you look at the games, it's so many similarities, but also. You can actually stamp Grimes as an official 2.0. Now, when I say it like this, a lot of people say, oh, there's versions. But no, when I say they have the same exact style, the only thing that makes it 2.0, Klay couldn't really get busy with the ball. My boy Grimes got a little handle.
Grimes got the handle and the athleticism because he'll jump. He got bounce. He's a little bouncy.
And a lot of people forget that he was actually supposed to come out in the same draft as RJ and them, but he decided to stay back another year. People forget he was top 5 in his high school class and all that.
Right.
But
so it's Grimes, and then actually, you know what? Grimes is not my X factor because I feel like we all have the understanding with Grimes. Right, I feel like the whole Knicks franchise, we wasn't letting Grimes. The X Factor, you know who the actual X Factor is?
I know who my X Factor is.
Fucking Cam Reddish.
There you go. I was waiting for
goddamn X Factor. Now, you know what? Every time I think about Cam Reddish, there's something. It's so random, but this is the one thing I always think about. You want to know what's the one thing I always think about? When you say Cam Reddish, it's not even about the Duke. It's not even about that. You want to know what it is that I always remember?
What is it?
Anthony Edwards' interview. If you remember, Anthony Edwards did an interview, and he was talking about, who was one of the coldest you ever had to play against? And he was like, Cam Reddish, hands down. And they were always talking about, how much did he drop on you? And they were like, that's it. He bust my ass. He got crazy on him. And I keep thinking, that kid is something special that nobody has tapped in yet. And I feel like him and RJ, you haven't seen them, have you? Haven't seen them. Have you seen any? Have you seen any videos of them practicing together? Have you seen anything of them two? No, right? You notice how you've been seeing OB and all them at the summer league? Have you seen RJ? Have you saw Cam? You haven't seen them really. I feel like they've been putting in work together, and I feel like something special is going to happen between them two. I have this feeling that I don't know why that Cam Reddish is going to show out this season. I feel like he's going to be maybe even, I'm going to go out on the limb and say most improved. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to go out on a limb because it's going to be random. People forget that his stats were low. So if he comes out and averages a good 16, 17.
That's a good figure.
From going from 4 points to 17, most improved.
That's a big gap. That's definitely a big gap. You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
I've been saying this and preaching it for the longest. I'm like, Cam Reddish is the X factor. I feel like going into training camp, Cam Reddish has the tools to beat out Grimes and Evan for that spot. And then especially
for that spot.
Especially for the new recent trade, rumors or whatever that's going on. Oh, we're interested in Andrew Wiggins. I'm getting Andrew Wiggins prove himself. But bro, they both 6'8". Why
No, you don't
go
want
get a
Andrew.
guy? Why go get a guy that they're gonna end up giving him a certain number for a contract that we got to trade for when we got a player right now that this is test and prove it year to give him his own extension. Let him go crazy. Him and RJ already got chemistry, and he's a bona fide creative 6'8" small forward. And the reason why I feel like the Knicks are low-key hinting at that he may get that spot. Number one, he hasn't gotten traded yet. Number two, they keep talking about this duo of Jalen Brunson and RJ Barrett, but they never talk about them as a point guard and a small forward. They keep talking about the backcourt of them. So if they're going to be a backcourt, why would you put another 6'6" guy? Matter of fact, is Grimes even 6'6"? Is he like 6'4"?
He's like 6'5", 6'4".
Right? Why would you put him as the 3 when you got a guy that's 6'8", can get his own shot, can go left, go right, create off the dribble, and he's already proven that he can be a beast on defense if he really puts his mind to it. So at the end of the day, I think they're gearing up to really show us that Cam is about to get that spot, bro.
Like, Cam is gonna get that spot.
Like,
because even like that's gonna be. I think that's probably gonna be our biggest problem this year is rotation. Because I'm a like Tibbs, man. Tibbs has never been good at creating good rotation. We've all seen this. If you watch the Knicks, you fucking curse Tibbs out for overplaying Julius, for not playing Obi enough, sometimes overplaying IQ. Like he has his rotations are just wild. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see what he chooses. Like even our backup point guard situation. Are you going to let IQ run backup point guard? Or are you going to put Derrick Rose back there? Are you going to give Evan the minute? Is Grimes going to be there? It's a lot. It's almost like good, bad problems.
I see it like this. I feel like rotational wise, the smart thing for him to do, I would do it like this. Okay, you got your starting lineup, right? Now, if I could have it my way and I'm Tom, I'm picking out at the system. Every game is how you have to switch your positions. You have to, I feel like with this new roster, there's never going to be a set like rotation for the bench. You're going to always have your set starters. But the bench is when it's going to be situational, depending on.
That's where he has to coach. He has to coach.
This is going to be tested. Like I keep telling everybody, this is going to be a dog test year for us. This is a battle test for us, not only with the players but with the coach. Because now he really has to coach. Now on top of that, he has to utilize his assistant coach because we know he sucks at offensive coaching. Defense ain't going to do it alone no more. We can't just let these kids just be like, okay, I know you can do this, you can do that. I go.
But I feel like last year we took a few steps back on our defense from the year before. That Julius, like that year Julius had his good year. He was all-star and all that. Our defense was top tier. You know what I mean? People did not want to come into the Garden because they didn't want to deal with our defense.
You got to think about it though. The only reason why we did so good, and a lot of people don't want to admit it, only select few do, we were a little bit more healthy that year. Look at this year compared to that year. Bro, we lost people left and right. People was going out in COVID. You get what I'm saying? People's like it was just sporadic.
And then we had Kemba Walker.
We had Kemba. We had Alec Burks playing out of position just because of all of these injuries. You know, then you got your coach second guessing himself. Like, I know you want to win, but you're not doing it right. Then you pulling players. Right. You're doing it. But back to the rotation, I feel like if you were to play, all right, now, this is what I would do. You got JB, your point guard. I would say let D Rose back him up because you basically get in the same tandem no matter what. That's another 2.0 in itself. It's just that JB is a 2.0 where instead of having the bounce, the footwork and the shiftiness is what he has. With D Rose, he has that quick first step. Right. You know what I'm saying? That quick first step is a good thing. Now with IQ, because he's basically like your off-ball guy, he can play one or the two. And the fact he's been working on his shot, you let him be the attacker. Let D Rose be your vision, be your eyes. You get what I'm saying? You put
let him be his idol. Let him be Lou Will. Let him be his idol. Let him be Lou Will.
Let him do his thing like that. Now, when it comes to Evan and Grimes, this is where I said you have to make the decision to talk to Evan and be like, Evan, I need you to pull back some. Even though you have your money, you got to pull back a little bit. Those two are going to have to split minutes for right now. The only reason why I say this is because, again, with Cam, I feel like he could beat them out. And number two, I just don't feel Grimes, even though supposedly he was untouchable, he don't deserve the right to go straight into that starting lineup. Not that fast. Not that fast, bro. No. You feel me?
But you know what's going to be? I feel like what Evan is going to be a problem because right now, Evan's in the final four of the Euro
going crazy. He's going crazy.
So now his confidence is very high right now, especially if they win the championship. If they win it, how you going to tell that man after I just won a Euro League championship? Giannis, Jokic, Luka, everybody was in this shit, and I just won the chip. You going to tell me I got to be off the bench? I don't think that's going to get good chemistry, man. It's going to go left.
That's a fact.
It's going to go left.
It's like this.
It's going to go left. He's going to say, I'm proven. You know what I'm saying? The seniority and I'm proven.
Yeah, facts.
And you got to think about that's the athlete. You know what I mean? As much as we as the fans think sometimes, we got to also think like the athlete. And the athlete, if I just played and won the Euro League championship, I'll be hot damn if I get back to the NBA and you tell me I got to be on the bench. The fuck you mean?
And I just beat 2 MVPs and a future MVP that cat. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
you can't tell me shit. Yeah, I'm starting. What do you mean I'm on the bench? I'm starting.
And the only thing I can say about Evan is like, I'm not mad at it. Like, I respect Evan's game. I even saw flashes how going into the second half of the season, his defense started picking up. You know what I'm saying? It started getting better. It's just that when you see how all of this plays, and it's sorry to say, when it ties into Donovan Mitchell, you see how the trades went on. It's like, yo, if you really feel that high on Grimes, bro, and you still ain't get rid of Cam, and I don't want them to get rid of Cam, it's like, bro, Evan got to go.
Yeah, but I still feel like, not for nothing, I still feel like they're holding out. Because I think, and you know what? I think might possibly happen? Not for nothing. I feel, because there was somebody else that was mentioned on the trade block during that time. There was somebody else. Oh, shit. Did I lose it? There we go. Am I back?
Don't worry, I can still hear you, bro. You still here, just, you froze.
Right, hold on. Yeah, somebody called me. There we go. I'm back. Mm-hmm. Now, there was one person that was on the trade block that a lot of people ignored, and I heard it. Fucking Jaylen Brown. They put Jaylen Brown on their trading block. He was on that trading block.
He's getting
if Jaylen Brown is still out there in the trading block, listen, man, I'm all for it. Get rid of them. Get Jaylen. Listen, defense, offense, he plays. He's a baller. I would love to see Jaylen Brown in New York.
Bro,
what? Let that happen.
But the crazy thing is, if I was any team, once I seen his name on a trading block, the one team I thought that should have went to go get him and paired them two together because it would be a crazy dynamic, and I know it can work. This is when I would have been looking at the Mavs like, yo, go get him and pair him.
Yeah. I think
that would be deadly.
Lucas, I don't think him and Lucas' personality would click.
It would.
You know who I would say put him with? Put him with Dame. Him and Dame would click. Damian Lillard in Portland.
Nah.
I feel like him and Dame would click.
If we got to be realistic, like that's just like on some I like it, but realistically, the team that he really could be with, we talking about Jaylen Brown. What team do I see him with?
I mean, honestly, us. We would probably have to give up RJ. We would probably have to give up RJ. It would have to give up RJ.
I wouldn't. You wouldn't have to. Because
they're not taking Evan. Boston is not taking Evan. They're not taking him. They did that, done that. They're not going to take him.
This is how you get him. If you're losing Jalen Brunson, right? Jalen Brunson. If you're using Jaylen Brown, right? You're looking at contracts. This is when I say, I'm looking at Boston's roster. This is when Julius Randle, you gotta go to Boston. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. This is when you free up that space. Obi slides up. Jay becomes your 3. RJ slides to the 2 where he actually should really be. Yeah. Now you're looking at a starting 5 of JB, RJ, Brown, Obi, and Mitch.
Right.
Then your back is looking like however you do from there is looking like
from there, like whatever pieces you give up, and whatever you do from there.
Mm-hmm. But that's the way I would do it. I personally would do it that way.
But I seen Jalen. I was like, yo, somebody go try to holler at Boston for Jalen Brown. Shit, we can't get Donovan. Why not?
And honestly, if you look at JB, man, he's already tired of it. He's always
you can tell he's over it. You can tell, like Jason Tatum, that's his team, and Jalen Brown wants to not be a part of that. You can tell. You can see the chemistry in them too.
And especially like look at his finals run, bro. Like his finals run alone. Had he even had a little bit more help, Boston probably could have pulled that upset. They could have, because every game my boy came with it. He came with it. You get what I'm saying? But besides that, let's get back to these Knicks, because I would love to see that. How do you feel about RJ with his contract, and how do you feel year 4 is going to turn out for him?
He's been progressing every year. I'm happy that we signed him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good to watch a Knicks player actually get drafted and grow with the team again. It's been a long time since we've actually seen that. You know what I'm saying? Like, to see a player we drafted, re-sign him, and watch his progression, and he keeps getting better. You know what I mean? Like, everybody tries to deny RJ. Even like hearing fucking Stephen A. Smith always talking about we don't have a star, but yet RJ is in the top 20 jersey sales in the NBA, and Donovan Mitchell is definitely not on that list.
Let's talk about it.
So he's our star. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go to games. You know what I'm saying? I'm a MSG goer, and I remember the day I went when RJ became the ending. You know what I mean? It was always Julius Randle, but then it became RJ. I'm like, okay, we all are in agreement that he's our star now. RJ's our star, and we just got to build around him. I think that's what it really honestly becomes down to. It's like watching the growth of Kobe, and I don't want to put him on the same lane as Kobe, but it's growth. You know what I'm saying?
Like the same he's not story. Like we stand
it's growth.
Mamba. I like the fact that he doesn't push that, and he likes the whole 9 situation. But they really they're having the same. It's like like you said, it's like we're rewatching Kobe all over again. Right. Now we're not comparing him to Kobe, but
we're not comparing to Kobe, but that's the work ethic.
It's like, yo, it's happening all over again.
Yeah, I'm outside in New York City. You don't see RJ. RJ is nowhere to be seen. Nobody sees him. You can see Obi be at Dykeman Park, and, you see the IQ is out in the clubs. You see IQ at the 40-40. He's outside. You don't see RJ. Nobody sees RJ. You're not going to see him because you know why? He's putting in that work. He gives me Kobe vibes. You don't see him. Like certain Knicks, you see them outside, bro. You'll walk, there goes so-and-so. Nah, you don't see RJ walking around chilling. He's not in nobody's party. He's not at Fashion Week. Did you see any pictures of RJ at Fashion Week?
I mean, he wasn't there this week, for the Puma run. That's his brand. So, you know what I'm saying?
But like you see how Russell Westbrook, you see him in the clubs, and you know what I'm saying? Kuzma and all these, like, you see them outside. PJ Tucker, he's outside. You don't really see them. You know what I mean? It's a little different. And I believe in RJ. I believe that RJ is going to he's going to take us there. May not be the finals, but I feel like he's going to be the one that's going to start the thing. You know what I mean? I've always had the vision that we're just going to be Duke 2.0. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got RJ, we got Cam. I know they signed Zion. I know they signed him with all that, but what happens in 2 or 3 years when he's over it?
I seen some crazy tweet on the Bleacher Report from a fan, and somebody said, you can stamp it. We're going to get Donovan Mitchell and Zion. And I think they said like 2026. And I was like, that's crazy. But if you look at this,
it's possible.
It's really possible. Like it's really possible.
And here's the crazy part about it, though, right? And The thing is that it's the Thunder. Who else is it? Boston. No, Utah. It's the Thunder, Utah, and us with the draft picks, right?
Oh, Orlando.
And Orlando with all those draft picks. Now, all those draft picks, they add up to 3 people right now that are major keys. That kid from France, that wanna something kid. He's like 7'4", plays like KD. Yeah, everybody wants that kid, right? But the main prize that everybody's shooting for is Bronny. We all know this. Everybody wants Bronny because they know when Bronny comes to the draft, who comes with Bronny?
LeBron. Because he's going to at least do 1 year with his son.
So now when that year comes and we have these draft picks that we've been holding on to, imagine what people will give up for that.
Yeah, that's a fact. All I know is this, though.
Think about that one. Just think about what people would give up knowing that, we get the top 2, top 3.
It's over.
People think about what they're going to give up for that. Because around his time, I'm going to guess it's Bronny, and it's going to be that Mikey Williams kid. Mikey, I don't know if you watch high school basketball,
but bro,
man, as a kid.
You got to remember, our assistant coach was just coaching him.
Right, the Mikey kid.
He's
they
He's a beast.
So
Mikey Williams is a beast. Like
there's these kids that everybody knows is coming, and these people they want.
Isn't DJ Wagner in that same class, the junior?
Yeah, all of them. Yep, all of them kids, man. There's a bunch of kids that everybody knows. Like, yeah, we got to prepare ourselves for when they come.
You want to hear something crazy? The only person that I know that the Knicks better go out their way to get them on this team, if Carmelo Anthony's son is not a Knick, as soon as he goes and declares, I'm done. That's when I'm gonna be like, you know what, Knicks, you have made me very. But see,
that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of things like that. Those draft picks are gonna mean a lot. So now look, you're gonna have say the year that they all come out, and Zion is on his 3rd year, 4th year, right? Because there's about 3 more years for these kids, correct? I'm gonna say about 3 more years, 3 more years.
Three max,
3 max, right? Zion is going to be in his 3rd year of his 5-year
contract. So now the money's looking less. The trade value on that's going down. Then now
we get the top 2 pick of that draft. We can pretty much get whatever the fuck we want from then on.
That's pretty much it, man. It's gonna be real, bro. Like it's gonna be super lit.
That's why it's always good. I'm glad that we held on to them draft picks. I was a little nervous. I'm like, I hope we don't give up all these draft picks for Donovan. Because Donovan is good, but he's not going to take us over the top. We'd have been just a 2nd round team.
Definitely. I understand it. Like, don't get me wrong. And another thing I always said too, y'all keep forgetting. I'm like, y'all act like Donovan got traded and then got an extension on top of that.
Nah.
He's just finishing out a contract.
Yeah, he's finished out a contract.
Already about to be 2023. He's a free agent in when? 2025. So I mean, even so, you don't gotta wait till
this
2025.
Season. This season and next season. Yeah, this season
literally do 2024, and he could be like, you know what? They could either trade him or he can axe out.
Yeah, Cleveland may not want everything that Utah wanted. Cleveland may be like, yeah, just give us 2 unprotected. Give us 2 unprotected. Give us Evan.
Definitely.
And we'll take freaking Derrick Rose.
So with the last 10 minutes of our of what we chopping it up with, what games are you excited for so far this season? Which ones are you looking forward to?
In all honesty, we play the Brooklyn Nets on my birthday, February 13th in Madison Square. So I'm more likely gonna. Of course, I'm definitely going. I'm going to the home opener. I already got my tickets for the home opener. Big shout out to Knicks Fan TV and Knicks Omni Fan. You know what I mean? I'm going to be in the building with them, and I'm outside, man. Like I'm in all honesty, man. I'm just waiting for the season to start, bro. Like I don't even want to have my mind fixated on one game. I just want the season to start. I want to see how we look in them first 20. You know what I mean? Them first 20, 25 games is where you really know
what's going on,
how the season's going to go. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? How the season's going to go. That first 25 games. If we're over 500, then I believe. I'm thinking honestly, we're going to be fighting for playoff, a play-in. We're going to be playing for the play-in. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking we're going to be playing for the play-in between 7 and 9. I'm going 7 and 9, like between the 7 and 9 rank.
Okay.
There's too many good teams in the East, man. The East is stacked.
You looking at, if you saying 7 and 9, you looking at probably a 41 to 43 win season, somewhere around
say
there.
500. I'm gonna go 500. I'm gonna say 45, 41, 40. Like no, 45.
If it's 500, we would have to be. It would have to. The most we could do is 42 and 40. That's 82.
42, 40. Yeah, let's go 42, 40. Yeah, let's go 42, 40.
That's 2 games above 500. So
yeah, 2 games above 500. But I'm thinking the East is too stacked, bro. I gotta be honest. Brooklyn, I have a feeling it's gonna be Ben Simmons' year. I feel like Ben Simmons is
spicy too. Talking about his jump shot lethal and all that. He's talking real spicy right now. So
yeah, I feel like Ben Simmons is gonna have. I feel like Ben Simmons is gonna have a really good year. So yeah, I think that it's gonna be good. I think even Giannis. I think that Giannis is gonna prove a lot this season. He might be MVP again. Fuck around. He might just go ham. I feel like Giannis. I think there's gonna be another level of his game that he's gonna surprise us all with. He keeps getting better. And I think everybody keeps forgetting that. He keeps getting better. He's like the actual Kobe. The Mamba mentality, yeah, it's Giannis. He keeps getting better.
You know, I think personally, we're going to shock the world, man. I think if it go the way I see it going, JB and RJ, they might just become all-stars this year together. Like
one of them, I think one of them will be. I can't say both. I'm going to say one. I don't know which one. It could possibly be RJ, but I'm going to say one of them are going to be. I'm not going to say both because, once again, the East is too stacked, bro. The East is – it feels good to see the East stacked.
But this is the bad part about the East. I'm looking at all these teams and how they constructed, and I'm thinking about overall, every year you got to worry about injuries. Look at these teams. In those 2 positions, if you look at them, they got a lot of people that stay injured that's in those spots. So that frees up some games for us to get crazy and boost up them votes. That's all I'm saying. You gotta factor that in too. A lot of people forget. There's injuries you gotta factor in. Every year somebody's gonna get hurt. It just happens.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna get hurt. And when it comes to the 3 and when it comes to the 1 on the East, those are the 2 main spots that get hurt the most.
Right. You're right. So there's still a lot though. You know what I mean? There's a lot of teams that like even what's another team that even you can't sleep on? And I know this is mad random, but the Washington Wizards.
Yo, a lot of people have been talking about the Wizards. Like, matter of fact, especially my boy Smooth, man. My boy Phil on Twitter, bro.
You can't sleep on them.
You can't, bro. But it's like I have no faith in that. Like, I gave up on KP a long time ago. I have no faith in it.
Yeah, I mean, but Bradley Beal, I don't know. And then the West, I still like. In all honesty, I think that the Warriors going to win it again.
Yo, honestly, nah. I'm sorry. The team that I'm looking at in the West the most, I'm rooting for the Clippers. Go John Wall.
Everybody wants to see the Clippers.
Let's
man,
go John Wall.
I want to see John Wall have a good year, but it's Kawhi, man. I think Kawhi has been the biggest diva that gets away with murder that nobody even pays attention to.
Yeah, that's a fact because he's
so quiet. He's so quiet that he gets away with his bullshit and nobody sees it. Like, that man does not play ball, bro. He plays when he feels like it.
Yeah, that's a fact. So look, random question for you. It's trade deadline time. What teams is doing what this year? What do you feel can happen this deadline with all the new stacked teams? It's gonna get wicked this deadline. I can see it now. I
feel like if Anthony Davis doesn't do something, he might be on the trading block.
Okay.
I feel like Miami might do something. I feel like Miami might do something. I feel like Miami, Pat Riley. I feel like Pat Riley, if he doesn't see any kind of extra improvement in his team, somebody's going to go. He's going to pack something up. He's going to put Tyler Hero Duncan Robinson, something is going to be packed up and out of there. I can see that happening.
Okay.
And I see Shea Gilgeous-Alexander calling it quits in OKC and wanting to go somewhere else.
Now, where would he go though? I only got 2 options for him, but it's crazy though.
No, him and DeAndre Fox. I feel like both of them, those 2
Oh, De'Aaron Fox.
De'Aaron Fox, excuse me. They're both going to want out. I think that they're going to be the 2. They might even get traded for each other. Fuck around.
That would be wicked. You know what's crazy? A lot of Knicks fans is gonna hate me, but I feel like if SGA wants out, he actually might just go to Toronto. He might go home.
Yeah, he might go home.
Like he might go home. Yeah, we want him on the
Knicks. I can see that.
So I feel like he really might just go home. Him and Scotty Barnes and all them might get busy.
Him and Scotty Barnes, Fred VanVleet, Pascal. That's a good squad too. I can see that,
bro. If you trade him for SGA, bro, I think Fred VanVleet got to go. You got to remember, look at that contract. Look at them numbers.
Yeah.
You got to make them numbers work.
Them numbers.
So if you want him to stay with Scotty Barnes.
I was thinking OG Anunoby, but you're right.
Remember, that's a high-ass contract, and if you don't want to give away a lot, the first person you're going to look at is, all right, if I don't think Fred VanVleet and SGA could work, you're going to look at him first to go in that package because you're going to look at maybe I want to keep OG Anunoby. Like, imagine a team with SGA, OG Anunoby, and Scotty Barnes. Now we're talking about a team. You feel me? We're talking about you could work with those pillars.
But see, even Toronto, that's another there's going to be those teams who are going to be battling, man. Like, there's some good teams in the East this year, man. Some really good teams in the East.
Year, man. Like I told you, it's a battle test year, and this is when it gets crazy, and I love it because when the Knicks are the underdogs, just like that year when Randle went crazy, we were the underdogs. That's when we turn up. That's when
I think that it's our season's all like as much as everybody wants to see everybody prosper, and we talk about RJ and JB and Cam. The team really, it's all about what Julius does, man. It's honestly, as much as we try to say everybody else, it's all on Julius Randle. If Julius Randle plays team basketball, you are not the point guard. You are not the point forward. We have a point guard now. Let that man run the fucking point. Set your goddamn screens. Roll to the basket. When you get the ball, you're not mellow. All that. Nah, bro, you gotta chill. Yo, he freezes the ball. Like, yo, man, I go to a lot of Knicks games, my brother. I be in the garden, and I've watched Julius, like, kill momentum. Like, we be in it. And the next thing you know, Julius gets the ball, and the whole garden screams, pass the ball. So he's over there busting wild moves, and we're like, yo, move the ball around, bro. Like, it's all on Julius. It's all on Julius.
That's a fact, y'all. But look, that's our time. It's lit. Ju, you got to bounce back. Puma, I appreciate you for being on here.
Ain't no problem, man. Opening night, Madison Square, October 21st.
Look at this little bitch thinking she slick. When her hands down my pants, acting like she want to grip on this dick. When she really try to touch on these pants, hoping she get in it.